Today is one of my favorite weddings, Anna and Casey. This is an ultra budget wedding. That's what I call weddings under $5,000. And hold on to your hats because this is a really fun one. They spent $2,500, had 150 guests, 6 months to plan, and the wedding was in Central Oregon. In this wedding, Anna and Casey just wanted to have fun. They wanted to create a really festive day for themselves and their guests. She was an activities coordinator, and so this was right in her wheelhouse to plan activities and do things like that. She also could make a dollar stretch more than anyone. As you can see when you look at these pictures, it was a vintage circus themed wedding, which can be really tricky to do. You have to make sure that the theme does not get bigger than you, that you are bigger than the theme and it's just supporting who you are. So here's the breakdown of their wedding. The photography was $750, decorations $500. Venue $450, attire $375, food $200, dessert $125, and communication $200. The wedding was at a state park next to a lake. They only brought in enough chairs for the older people and the parents. The rest of us were all sitting on quilts and blankets. The tables were, park tables, cemented in tables. Those were the only tables we had. The rest of us just ate like a picnic, which fit their theme. So the food, sliders, picnic foods like chips, vegetable slices, things like that. And most of the food was donated by family and friends. So if you were to do this, I would add $500 to $600 to that budget to cover that. Another fun thing they did was to have picnic baskets on each blanket, and they had all the utensils we needed and things like that. So there were no centerpieces needed for this whole wedding. The dessert, ice cream cones, of course. And the communication, they saved money by doing save the dates and printed invitations of their own. They printed them on their computer, then hand delivered as many of them as they could. So I want to take a look at decorations and attire together because they usually do intermingle in a wedding, but with this wedding, it really intermingled. Her main decoration was a backdrop of torn sheets. She went to secondhand stores, bought a bunch of sheets, and spent a lot of time ripping those sheets. She said she watched a lot of movies during that time. I often say that especially with decor, you really want to have things carry the weight. So you don't want just one little thing that's only used in one little space. You want to be able to have it making a splash. It's doing more than just one little thing. And that really happened here. Let's look at Anna's dress. It wasn't just your average dress. She bought the bodice online, and I checked. Recently, you can buy that same bodice online for $50, and then bought tulle to make the skirt. Her headpiece was obviously different, and she just carried a sunflower. It was totally a statement of this whole festive idea. When talking to her bridesmaids, she told them, remember, you're part of the decorations. And she told them, you come dressed and ready to go. She didn't have a big get ready time or whatever. It was like, you're part of the fun, here we go. And it's a good thing because she had 15 bridesmaids. And that is not something I normally recommend. But it really worked because she didn't get all stressed about it and all these plans for them. Once again, they were just dressed and fun. On the flip side, there were 3 guys. So we had 15 girls and 3 guys, totally off balance. A lot of you get really worked up. Oh no, there are less guys, there's more girls, what do we do? This is an example of it. It's all in how you present it and you put the people up front. Yeah, it's gonna look really off if you have 3 guys standing on this side and 15 girls over here on this line. But as she did, you have them all kind of intermingling. You hardly even notice. In fact, you probably didn't even notice until I brought it up. There were some other fun touches that she had. The flower girls were carrying those really large spinners. The dads and the minister had big top hats. And she made this whole fun parachute, her get ready tent. So she really just made a day of the things that she already had and different decisions that made this just so fun to come and be a part of. I'd also like to make a note on the decorations that there was only one perishable item, and that was her flower. There weren't any other perishable items. Everything else, she didn't have to worry about keeping them fresh, getting them there, whatever. Her one flower was the only fresh, perishable, floral thing. One important thing you're going to hear me say often is know yourself and know your guests. If you know yourself and you keep true to that, and you know your guests and you keep true to that, your day will be really fun. And this is an example of that. She knew herself, and she also knew her guests would have a really fun day with this. As always, check out our website at bridalyourway.com and have a good day.